Investment advisory services offered through Independent Solutions Wealth Management and Blackridge Asset Management, LLC. Peak Broker Services, LLC is not an affiliate of Independent Solutions or Financial Guys, LLC.
You're listening to The Financial Guys.
We're $23 trillion in debt, honey. We don't have an extra surplus of money.
Newsflash, guys, stop attacking businesses because when all the businesses are gone, nobody's going to pay your salary anymore. You get that?
If the goal is to create a loser mentality, you're winning.
I'm going to build a big, beautiful wall with a big, beautiful door. Well, guess what? We have a big, beautiful door, all right. It's the wide
it's
open
about 90%.
southern border, right?
Yeah.
Here's Glenn Wiggle and Mike Lomas.
Alrighty, welcome back. Financial Guys podcast. Mike Lomas, Glenn Wiggle. Go to financialguys.com if you need anything. I don't even know where to start, Glenn. Iowa Caucus. Joe Biden took credit for the win, even though they didn't.
Well, listen, as of the recording of this,
have a winner.
as of this recording, it's Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday morning, and we usually record these on Tuesdays, get these out on Wednesdays, give us a chance to do any editing that we need to do. We are going to put some sound clips in. But as of 11 o'clock this morning, on Tuesday morning, there is no Iowa caucus winner that I understand, unless you've seen something otherwise. But
No.
what a dumpster fire
My favorite
Party
is the
is.
app that was used in the Iowa Democratic Caucus was actually linked to the Clinton campaign.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
So she's apparently the winner.
Yeah, I actually thought it would have been linked to the Obamacare website, but no, I went back to the Clinton family. So that's cool. Yeah, she's actually the winner.
She's actually the winner. Who knew? Well, the best part is, they're
the winner is Hillary.
Yeah, the winner is Hillary.
No shit.
They're still stuffing the ballot box as soon as they find that car with the trunk of caucus, whatever that is in there. So they had three different methods in this case for the Iowa caucuses, right? They had a backup of a backup of a backup, and yet somehow they're still all messed up.
Why do I have my headphones?
I don't know. Not sure. We don't really need them.
No.
Can't really hear anything to them. I don't have that thing on. Just there for show.
Having them on.
I know. But the thing is, like they want us to trust them with our national elections. Like that's what kills me the most about this is you look at what they're doing and it's like this is
they'll find the right winner. You know, it's funny. I have an article about I think it was John Kerry. John Kerry overheard discussing possible 2020 bid.
Oh my God!
Amid concerns that Sanders he's taking down the Democrat Party. And I've been saying that for a long time. I said what they got to be careful about is they're dividing that party big time from the working class man to the liberal left-wing nut job, right? And Kerry's absolutely right. I mean, this is why you shouldn't, by the way, be talking in a hotel room or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to be careful what you're saying. But he's absolutely right in that party could be divided in the general election or in the primary.
Yeah.
But then when you go into the general election, the only guy that had a little bit of a chance would be somebody who would be more of a moderate, not the everyday working class guy that's walking into the warehouse. He's not voting for socialism. She's not voting for socialism.
Totally agree. But the Democrat Party, they want Bernie or they want Biden. They get that. They want Biden. So they're
at least
trying
the mainstream media does.
Well, I think the party itself does, right? So you've got Hillary out there as a party surrogate attacking Bernie Sanders, right? Mm-hmm. The funny part about Hillary is she's so stupid. I mean, I hate to say that, but she's so self-absorbed and so in her own little bubble in her own world that she's out there blaming the Biden supporters or the Bernie supporters for voting the wrong way and not supporting her as the excuse as to why she lost. And the best part is she's out there bashing Bernie for dividing the party while dividing the party. What Hillary, I don't know if you got the memo.
Does she want to run again?
Absolutely.
2024?
Of course she does. She wants to run again. She wants to run again.
Herself up for 2024?
She absolutely wants to run again.
She'll just be running like every 4 years.
Yeah,
or so, every
pretty
8
much.
Years,
We have some politicians locally here in Western New York that do the same thing that haven't won ever. But in fact, Nate McMurray, I think he's running again.
He is. Yeah, I think he's a candidate. Yeah,
he's riding his lawnmower to the. Wouldn't it be hilarious? I mean, honest to God, if you were smart about it, let me just turn this down just a little bit. I'd quit. No. I would take my riding lawnmower. I'd ride it into the debate.
Yeah.
Just you got to play up on it, right?
Yeah,
you do something really stupid.
Yeah.
You put it. But anyway, back to the Iowa caucuses. Yeah. The fact of the matter is that the fact that they don't have an answer though, and they want us to trust their technology and whatnot, folks. We have to get back to a paper ballot in this country.
Right answer that they want.
Oh, well, are you?
it might take longer than the elections that you and I are used to.
Right.
We're used to going in, voting, and then getting a report by 10 o'clock saying here's what happened, right? But that's not the case. They're gonna take their time. They're gonna find the right answer that they want, and they'll make sure they get the right answer.
Unreal. I don't know if you saw this or not. This was Biden is. I mean, they're doing everything they can to make sure that he is. You got CNN giving him the answers to the question again, just like they did. Obviously, CNN. That was the best thing. We talked about that at the last debate, right? Bernie, did you tell Elizabeth Warren that she, woman could never really be president? Oh, I never said that, Elizabeth. When Bernie said that you could never be president or women could never, so we know the media. It was CNN. We know the media.
Well, CNN last night came out. They did not have the results. And they said, what a great night for Joe Biden.
What a great night.
How could it be a great night for Joe Biden? You don't know who won. You don't know the result. How could it be a great night for Joe Biden? Like, this is incredible. This is just great.
Great.
Let's move on to the next state.
So I got this clip. We'll play this clip, and then we'll play that clip of CNN because that's classic. The CNN one is awesome. But this is good, too. This is Biden. Now, this reporter here, for whatever this station is, obviously did not get the memo, right? Yeah. So this is, I'm not sure who this is actually, but she did not get the memo that Biden, the campaign themselves actually sent out that said, don't you dare talk about my son or Burisma. Don't you do it. Absolutely not. And yet she did not get that memo, so she's doing it anyways. So let's just play this. But he gets mad. He gets fired up. And I want to see every reporter start to, take off the gloves and ask me these questions. But they won't. They'll get the memo from the DNC saying, don't you dare do it again.
Don't worry about that, because if he does win, Trump's going to take off the gloves and really start to pound him.
I think once the impeachment's over, which should be tomorrow. I think they should open up the investigation fully. I think that they should appoint a special counsel to look into Obama, Biden, Burisma, and more.
Forever. Take the next step. And even Trump. I mean, Trump comes out swinging. He's swung more than anybody I've ever seen. But take the next step and bring it back around and go back after these people, right? You remember the line that I think really solidified Trump was, yeah, you're lucky I'm not in charge. You'd be in jail.
Right? You'd be in jail.
But yet he won, and he said time and time again, when I win, I'm coming back around, right?
Right.
I think we need to come back around.
Yeah, when's that happen?
And that needs to come back around to the Biden family again, right? You tried to impeach him on some bullshit that never went anywhere, right? We talked about Russia, all this other crap. Now it's time to really, really play hardball and hammer these guys once and for all. Dig a hole, let Joe jump in it.
And, well, he's in it. I mean, he's in the hole. It's just that the media is trying to fortify and camouflage it.
Don't let him out of it.
Let me play this clip because this is just classic. And he gets so mad here. It's really.
And this process of impeachment has ensured that everyone knows about Hunter's dealings with Ukraine.
That's a good thing. And no one's found anything wrong with his dealings with Ukraine.
No one's found anything wrong.
Bad image.
Well, do you agree that it sets a bad image?
And my son said that.
Do you think it was wrong for him to take that position? No. Knowing that it was really because that company wanted access to you.
Well, that's not true. You're saying things you do not know what you're talking about. No one said that. Who said that?
Everybody, Joe.
Don't you think that it's just one of those things where people think, well, that seems kind of sleazy. Why would he have that job if not for who his father was?
Because he's a very bright guy.
I guess the question I'm kind of asking is, was it right?
His appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he said he regretted having done it.
Yeah.
Speaks for himself. He's a grown man.
You're going to predict.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, he's a grown man. No. And they've all looked into it, and there's been no improprieties or anything funny business wrong, nothing whatsoever.
Go back to looking at the Trump.
Nothing to see here. Yeah. You should be looking at Trump. He's I mean, come on. Like, what a joke Biden is in the whole campaign. I hope he's, to be honest with you, I hope he's a candidate. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Bernie. I don't care if it's Biden. I don't care if it's Warren.
They have up
doesn't
there.
matter.
The only chance they had was to find some moderate businessman who was really, really likable, and none of the candidates fit that mold.
Oh, Bloomberg.
Right? He misses the likable part.
Bloomberg, the one out there saying, I'm going to tax the poor. Taxes are regressive, of course, because and that way we can
teach them how to eat.
Absolutely. We can better control.
They're too fat.
We can better control the activities of the poor folks because they can't afford to just pay the taxes. So that gives us a great opportunity to control their lives. I mean, what a joke. Unbelievable. It really is.
I agree. Local news, Buffalo. They're still fighting over the BM Buffalo Municipal Housing Authority, fighting over the what do you call it? The eyesore downtown.
Waterfront?
No. What's the project?
I'm kidding.
I thought I had the article here. No. Like Palladino came back out again. Developer wants vacant Perry housing apartments torn down. And they're still making up excuses as to why these things are there. And of course, now what they're saying is, well, shame on Carl because he's going to make millions out of this deal.
How dare he?
And how is that even?
How dare he?
The head of the Buffalo Municipal Housing Authority, Jillian Brown, says, well, shame on him for trying to make money. He's going to make money, blah, blah, blah. How is that going to help the poor people in our community? Let me ask you this, Mr. Brown. How does rat-infested crack houses help the poor community, right? How is that helping you? Let me tell you how it helps people. If we're actually building freaking properties there, they could get jobs building the properties. They could be landscapers, developers, architects, plumbers, electricians, you name it. That's how they could help. And here's the best part. It's not government money. Right. It is private money that's going in to do it, not government money. Ta-da! So he said it is a priority of his, and they are going to get to it at some point, but just not today. Oh, good.
Oh, yeah, okay, sure. I'm just Googling to see what the salary of Jillian Brown is, because I'm wondering.
I think it's about $190.
Yeah, so how does that help the poor people?
Yeah.
How does that, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm sure he gives it all back.
Yeah, well, let's see here. Jillian Brown declined to comment Thursday. Executive director, he will oversee housing authority with $40 million annual budget. Let's see what the Buffalo News has to say. Oh, I can't pull it up. That's right, the Buffalo News. How's that? Oh, by the way, the Buffalo News. How is that online? Yeah, how is that online subscription thing going? Remember, you guys are going to you're going to password protect the website and make money.
My favorite is
how's that working out for you?
All about redistributing money until it comes to the Buffalo News, right?
Oh yeah,
that was his gem. The Buffalo News, one of his. I mean, he invested in that. I don't know. I want to say 70s, right? Maybe even. I mean, he's owned that thing for a long, long time. But like Warren does, when it's not making money, he gets rid of it, right? So he always talks about redistributing wealth and how he's not paying enough in taxes, and yet when things in the business world are not working out for Warren, he just dumps it. Which, by the way, I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. That's what I would do as a business guy. That's what you would do as a business guy, right? However, we're not the ones saying that we want to pay more in taxes. Right. He is.
Yeah, well, he's holding the paper in this case. So basically, he's giving it Lee Corporation, the company, to run, and then they can pay him off of a whatever, a 5% bond note or whatever the deal is for the next forever years. And the nice thing for Warren is that if they go bankrupt or belly up or whatever, he just takes it back. Yeah, he'll just take it back. Gut all the employees, resell it again, or do whatever with it. It's just. Really amazing. It really is. But
we're running up against time here. Where are we? Let's see. San Francisco liberalism says tech giants have turned San Francisco into a nightmare of addiction, homelessness, and criminality.
Oh, I thought it was a utopia of charity, inclusiveness. Compassion, right? Cleanliness, certainly.
This article is all about a gentleman who moved there from Canada years and years and years ago, decades ago, opened up multiple retail shops. He is down to one, and he said he would do anything to move, but he can't get out of that shop. He's got debt in the shop. It's a fruit, vegan snacks, organic wine type place. Wow. But each day, up to 30 people stroll in and openly steal goods.
Oh, nice.
Costing him hundreds of dollars. But of course,
I'll be here in New York soon.
Of course, what they're encouraging him to do is, instead of setting up some kind of a way to protect that facility, instead of setting up a way to say, this is garbage, we're going to protect the owner of it, they want to have a safe spot in the front where he can, the heroin addicts can do the needles and then come in and steal from him.
Exactly. Yeah, they want to have they want to change the building code so that they have space for the homeless. It's really quite amazing what's going on out there. And if you don't think that can spread, folks, look at what's going on in New York with the bail reform. Not to get off on a tangent, but they released a rapist this week. I'm going to say that again. They released a rapist this week back to the community from whence he came, right? There are murderers out there. How about the guy who was, the 6 DWI, rap sheet a mile long, hit somebody and killed a young gentleman a couple weeks ago, is yelling obscenities at the police officers and paramedics that are trying to save the victim that he just killed. And he's laughing as they put him in the police car saying, I'll be out this afternoon. He was back out on the streets before the family was even notified. Welcome to Democrat-run New York. And if you don't think it can get worse, look at San Francisco. This is where we are going as a state. This will be Syracuse. Rochester is coming.
To your point, by the way, speaking of mental midgets, State Assembly Majority Leader People Stokes defends bail reform law.
The fact that she's a majority leader is insanity.
So when you think about this, right, and it hit, and you and I said, okay, this is so bad. We're letting people out who break into homes, rape people. They're back out on the streets. This is clearly a mistake, and they're going to figure out that there was a loophole in this thing and it wasn't working, right? It's not good. Nope. Mrs. Stokes thinks it's a great idea. She's all for it. This is wonderful.
This is why. Let me tell you,
wonderful.
These people are so blinded by racism, and they don't even see it. Let me tell you, for those we always wonder on this show, who in New York City votes for these morons? Who votes for people like? No, this is east side of Buffalo. This isn't New York City. This is right here in our backyard.
No, there's a whole.
People
but it comes out of New York City. To your point is this is how they think there.
But let me tell you, let me give you a little glimpse of how they think. This is from a Twitter feed, and I just had to take a picture of and retweet. So it's in. If you want to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever, go to our website again at thefinancialguys.com. But this was from Aaron Lay George. Of course, got to be a hyphenated name, Aaron.
Okay, say that one more time.
Aaron Lay George. Here's what Aaron has to say.
You don't have your beeper.
I don't have my.
How dare you?
My son. How dare you? You've stolen my dreams. Here's what she writes. You can't make this stuff up. Let's be clear. The attacks against bail reform are entirely racist in nature. If New York State responds to the calls for rollback, which aim to uphold white supremacist culture, they're validating these dangerous and violent ideologies and setting our state back. Honest to God? I mean, seriously? I mean, how do you think that? Though, in all honesty, how do you really think that? I mean, how do you have that? Okay, look, I get it. There are some people that commit crimes that shouldn't be sitting in jail, that can't afford the bail to get out. Yeah. I get it,
well,
right?
Their argument...
We all get that, but they go so far beyond to the point where now everybody's getting out of jail, and nobody's believing it.
Their main argument, though, is if somebody's wealthy...
Right, they can buy the way out.
The bail and buy the way out, right?
Like Hillary.
So instead of fixing the problem, right? If that really is a problem, let's just say that is a problem, right? And wealthy people do all this bad stuff and they get out. Okay, well, let's talk about increasing the bail, right? I mean, if that really is easy, don't let nut jobs out. That's not the answer. Don't let rapists out. Don't let somebody who just broke into 7 homes out. That's not the answer. If your real concern is, well, there's wealthy people out there that because they have money are getting out of bail, let's talk about that. Let's look at the facts. And say how many wealthy people have been let out, right? How many people have had money and resources and taken advantage of this? And is it something we should be concerned about? Because I'd agree, right? You shouldn't be able to buy your way out of jail, just because you're wealthy. But this doesn't help.
No,
letting a rapist out doesn't help.
No, this hurts everybody.
It doesn't solve that.
This hurts everybody, and this is where they just don't get it. And I don't understand why they like folks like this are so blinded. Again, like I think we would agree, right? If you came to us and said, guys, we got a problem with what's going on in New York State. We're locking everybody up and certain people don't deserve to be sitting in jail. Yeah. Well, like our friend Josh, right? Remember Josh?
Yeah.
He got thrown in Erie County a clink for
the weekend, I think, or
for the
something.
weekend for not paying a speeding ticket, right? Okay. Now, could he afford bail? Of course he could. But they threw him because he had a fine that he hadn't paid, and he had to wait to pay the fine before they let him go. And of course, it wasn't open on a Friday, right, or whatever it was. It's something stupid.
I think he spent overnight. I think they rested.
Whatever. It's overnight.
Let's go. Your point is valid.
Just dumb, right? Just dumb. I mean, just really just stupid.
They're telling us they don't have room in jails, and they're keeping somebody because of an unpaid parking ticket. Okay.
So look, I mean,
without any other convictions, without any other.
So that guy who sold some marijuana, or maybe got into a stupid bar fight or something stupid or whatever, or maybe even it's a minor theft. Maybe the guy shoplifted or something. Fine, okay? Let the guy out, no problem. But again, folks, we have gone so far beyond that in New York State, we are releasing murderers and rapists. And for those of you that say you guys are just fear-mongering, I can just tweet me at FinGuys, and I will be happy to send you a plethora of. We're only a month into the year,
we did a whole show Saturday.
We're 1 month into the year.
We did a whole show Saturday on Brickman. Brickman was a guy who literally has robbed dozens and dozens of buildings, and he got the name Brickman because he throws a brick through the front window and goes in and takes whatever he wants and leaves, right? I got to be honest with you. A brick comes through the front window, and my daughter's sitting there. That could kill her, right? Number one. Number two, he's breaking and entering.
Right.
That's a felony, I think.
They're letting him right back out. We had that poor lady who called in who got her home robbed, or almost robbed, I guess. Kind of disrupted in progress, I guess. But, folks like that are repeated serial offenders. If they're robbing houses time after time, if they're assaulting people, the lady in New York City that was originally what we started talking about this whole topic a month ago on Christmas weekend was the one who assaulted 9 Orthodox Jewish women. She was locked up on Saturday, released on Saturday, given a gift card, given an MTA bus pass, and a burner cell phone. Went back out on Sunday and assaulted 3 more women. They arrested her again. Gave her more gift cards, more MTA bus passes, another burner cell phone, put her right back out on the street. She gets arrested a 3rd time. Now she's driving for Uber. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Well, Uber's got a better screening process. You wouldn't be driving for Uber.
I mean, seriously.
That's funny. Hey,
Anyway.
we do manage money for a living. Mike Lomas, Gunlegal Financial Guys. We have a ton of fun with this podcast. We have offices down in South Florida and right here in Western New York, all the way from Buffalo to Rochester. If you need our help, and we do have some satellite offices actually in different parts of the country, use our team as a resource, thefinancialguys.com, all our social media stuff. Twitter, like us on Twitter, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and click below. We need more conservative talk on YouTube, folks. So make sure you like us on YouTube and take advantage of this. The more you look at, it's more important to get that conservative message out there, right? We all know. I think it was something like 98% of all the coverage on Donald Trump has been negative, right? You can't tell me that with the unemployment rates at 3.4%, a stock market, by the way, that as of right now has recovered even from the little pullback on that we went through on Friday.
I know.
Right?
Amazing.
So I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you where I think the stock market's going, but what I can tell you is if you're going to measure Donald on the economy. So far, so good, right?
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
You can't tell me that he deserves 98% negative press, right?
No.
That's a bunch of crap. So we need more conservative talk on YouTube. So make sure you like us, share us, do whatever you got to do to get the message out there. We really appreciate it. Any final thoughts, Glenn?
Yeah, just one more thing. It's 30 minutes in, and we still don't have a winner for the Iowa caucus. So let me play this last
Well,
clip.
they don't have the results they like. Let's mix it back up
Just
again.
keep mixing it in. This is the best right here. This is classic.
Anybody got a Toyota out there with some ballots?
Votes for Biden. They're still caucusing out there.
Votes
Let me
for
play
Biden.
this last piece. This is MSNBC, and they just can't believe it. It's
Stand up for
hilarious.
Chuck.
Stand up for Chuck.
NBC News is now reporting that the Iowa Democratic Party, within the past hour, hosted a conference call with the various candidates' campaigns. Sources confirmed to NBC News that the Iowa Democratic Party hung up on the campaigns as the campaigns pressed the party for more information about the issues with reporting results and when they would receive more data or results. Sources say the call got very heated. No official call, no official comment from the Iowa Democrats on this reporting, but if they were, in fact, on a conference call with all the campaigns at once and ended the call by hanging up on them, it would be a bad idea to plead technical difficulties.
Love it. Love it when they start to eat their own. This is going to be a delicious campaign to watch these folks. It is the Democrat primary as they eat themselves and eat each other. It's just hilarious. Just hilarious. Anyway.
All right. On behalf of Mike Lomas, Glenn Wiggle with financialguys.com. And again, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. God bless. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.